Welcome back everyone, thank you for joining in today, and today we're going to have a look at this little device, the FTZ Adapter. This is the adapter that converts the F lenses to work on the Z mount cameras. So, questions I often get asked on this is it any good for photos? Is it any good for video? How do the lenses work? Are they all compatible? For a compatibility list, go and have a look at Nikon online because they've got a full list of compatibility there. I'm not going to vouch for every single lens. I'm only going to show you what I've used here, which is a good range. So if we have a look here at lenses, on the F side, we got the 70 to 200, 2.8. We've got the 24 to 70, 2.8. We've got a 100mm macro, 2.8. We've got a 60mm 2.8 macro as well. We've got a nifty 50 1.8 into there as well. I think it's 1.8. Yeah, it is 1.8. Cameras we've got here, we've got the ZFC, we've got the Z50, and we've got the Z5. They're the main cameras that I'm going to be doing the tests on. And predominantly I'm going to be using the ZFC, mainly because that's my favourite camera. It's also got the latest firmware in out of all of those cameras, and it's got a few extra features on the autofocus, which is akin to the Z6, as opposed to what we've got on the Z5 in all fairness. So we've got a few extra bits there, which is quite nice. So that will push it to the test a little bit more, because when it's focusing, especially when it's picking up the eye, as opposed to just a face, that's going to help, I think, in the test. So with the lenses, obviously when we used to do video on these cameras, I say used to, we didn't because it wasn't good enough. When the F-series lenses tried to focus, it was hunting back and forth. It was a real pain in the backside, and you could hear the noise on it as well, and sometimes it missed focus. And it'd be interesting to see if that's the case in terms of using it on the FTZ adapter. I've got to admit, for video, I've not tried it before. I've not needed to. For photos I have, so we're going to split the test into two, video and photos. You can jump to whichever section you find interesting and see what the results. We've got an Atmos on the stand over here. I'm going to have the ZFC onto here, and you're going to be able to see the screen so you can see it hunting on the focus, and we'll try it in both. So we'll try with comparable lenses so you can see what's going on. Let's go and have a look. Okay, we're all set up now. We've got Charlotte over here, our willing volunteer at the office, who's come in to help. She's going to be walking towards the camera. I've got the camera set up here. This is the video one that we're doing, so I'm actually going to record the back of the screen because I can't record and show you the focus points at the same time, because obviously it's designed for recording the video externally as well. So I've got the 60mm onto there. The 50 that I was going to try doesn't support autofocus onto that system. It's manual only for some reason. It's obviously too old, that lens, which is fair enough. You know, it is an old lens, but it's blooming good. So that one's out of the equation. Obviously, look on the chart, Nikon, for the compatible lenses, but let's have a try onto this now and see. So let's flip this round. There we go, we're just going to press record onto there. Okay, just zoom that in. Okay, if you want to walk forward towards the camera, Charles. Okay, so that was the 60. You probably couldn't hear that. Now I could hear it focusing as it was doing. It looked pretty damn decent from the tracking point onto there. The actual test will be looking at the actual footage and seeing how well in focus it was. But I was quite impressed actually, all the way up onto that. But it is a cracking little lens, and to be fair, that lens has had such a beating. It's dropped left, right and centre, and it does struggle sometimes to focus normally anyway, just because it's been around a while. Okay, now we've stuck the 100 on to here as well now. So we're going to test that. So let's have a go onto that. Let's move this around so you can see. Okay, if you want to walk forward, Char. And back. So again, we'll see how well that does in the actual footage. On there, it looked pretty decent. It tracked through. Again, The noise is still an issue. We don't get that with the Z lenses at all, but is that a problem? Most of the time we're wearing lav mics or doing something else. It's very rare we're recording onto that. If you're going to be using a shotgun mic or something, yes, you might hear that in all fairness, and that might be an issue. So I think you've got to bear that in mind if you're going to use shotgun mics. Right, let's use the 24-70 next. Okay, we've got the 24-70 on now. Now I've got this wide open. We're going to do two tests on this. We're going to do it wide open and zoomed in so that we get both variants of it. Obviously this is going to be fairly noisy. I know this from when I've used in the past. So let's turn you around. Do you want to walk forward, Charles? And backwards. Okay, now I'm going to just zoom in. Just bring that up slightly. Okay, we're zoomed in now to 70. If you want to walk forward, yes, right. Okay, and backwards. Okay, so I noticed a few little sections onto that where it just didn't keep up focus at all as she was walking forward. So we'll have to see when we see the actual picture how bad that was and if it was usable or not. But yeah, that'd be a shame because that's a really good lens. If it is, I mean, obviously we can work around it. It depends what we're filming. So you have to play that by ear. Okay, we've got the 70-200 on now, onto here. Obviously, remember when we're sticking these on, because we're on a tripod, we've got the VR off, because that's not going to help you in the slightest into this. There should be no movement anyway. Obviously, we can't come quite as close onto this because this is designed for further away distances. I've got it at the moment on the 70. I think the 200 is going to be pushing it, especially in here. We need a far larger studio. Let's turn this around now and see how we do on this. Okay, chart. Okay. We've zoomed in now to 200. Charles going to kill me, but here we go. Do you want to walk forward? And then back again. Okay, so it did lose it a little bit onto that as well. It caught up pretty quick, but it did lose it. Obviously, I don't get that when we use a Z lens. It's really smooth all the way through. They've really thought about it. But needs must. These are fantastic lenses, and to replace all of these lenses with Z straight away is quite expensive. And if you've got the kit, can you use it? Let's see how it all compares. Okay, so now we've got the 70-200 on, and we're going to be doing it in photo mode. So you'll be able to see this. We're recording it onto the Atmos, and you'll be able to see how we pick up. This time I'm not just going to get Charles to walk forward, just going to get it to move around a little bit as we do it and see how the autofocus picks up and jumps into that. Because otherwise we're going to get pretty much the same results that we did on video. But in photos, when we use this, actually we're going to have moving subjects all around. So that's predominantly where we want to try, really, not just the forwards. We've sort of seen that on the video. Okay, so we've got this on face detect. I've got it on autofocus on continuous because I use back button focusing. I don't use it on the shutter button, so I'm going to have to keep my finger on and press as we do this. So, Charles, if you want to just do a circle. Let's just zoom in and we'll do another one. This time, Charles, I'm just going to get you to walk towards me because I'm zoomed so close, it's just going to go everywhere. Okay, so there you go. Okay, good. Okay, so we're on the 24-70. We're wide open at 24. We're on continuous focus again on face detect. As you can see, the eye detect on this ZFC is fantastic for this. So now we're going to keep my button on the back button focus and we're going to do a circle. So go for it, Charles. But we're going to zoom in now all the way to 70 and focus on that. So we're only going to have a small circle again like last time. now we've got it, so we've got the 100mm macro onto there as well, which is actually really lovely for doing portraits and things as well. So we're just going to move forward on this because we haven't got the field of view to do it a wide circle. So we're going to have that on. Back button's on focus. Go for it, John. And back. Okay, so we've got the 60mm macro on now, which is fantastic as well. So we're going to pop this on and we're going to do a little circle. Go for it. Okay, so for comparison now, we've stuck the 28mm, which is equivalent to 42 on the APC sensor on here. This is a Z lens, and we're going to do the video comparison now so you can see how well that focuses. Bear in mind that with this lens, it's as quiet as anything. So if you've got a shotgun mic on top of there, you're not going to pick any noise up. It's going to be fantastic. So like before, we're going to focus on the back so you can see as we record. Okay, Shah, do you want to do your... And if you do one where you come straight close to the camera for us. You can come quite a bit closer actually, do that again. Yeah. And there we go. So that was pretty damn silent, and looking at the back of the screen there, it seemed pretty fantastic as well. So yes, there is a difference, I think, for photography. Well, let's see what the results say anyway. We'll have a roundup afterwards. Thanks, Shah. Okay, that's the end of our testing now. We've been through everything. I've inspected everything from the videos to the stills, and you can get copies of those videos that we took as well. They're going to be on the blog post, I believe. Look in the description down below if you want to look for yourself and see how good it was. Are they usable as F lenses in photography? Yes, 100%. Is it as fast as a Z lens for focusing? No, it's not. Pure and simple as that. But is it usable? Yes, I 100% have no problem of using my F lenses because I've been used to the speed they're at anyway. So I'm used to that. As time goes on and I get used to how fast the Zs are, that might be a different kettle of fish. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with both. In terms of video, two things. If you're going to use a shotgun mic, then no. The focusing is going to drive you insane, so don't do it. If you're using a lav mic, then you're not going to have any issue with that. In terms of focus, the prime lenses performed brilliantly. The zoom lenses, you know what, I could get away with it at a push as long as I didn't have loads of movement. So if I was doing an interview, for instance, I'd be more than happy to use those for that. But if I'm doing some live action filming or anything, no, just no, it's not good enough in the slightest. So yeah, that's my results really. I hope you find that useful. If you've got them, it's worth using them, obviously. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.